wishing on a star to follow where you are. I'm wishing on a dream to follow what it means. I'm wishing on a star to follow where you are. I'm wishing on a dream to follow what it means. And I
Welcome back to the greatest crypto show on earth. I'm your host, Tom Crown, and you are the best viewers in the world. What's up, friends? It's Wednesday. Getting a little rally. Bitcoin finally showing us a little bit of that green with the FOMC just 1 week away. Interest rates all but locked in here with some great numbers coming in this morning on PPI, I believe, and unemployment. Locking it in. Really, at this point, the debate has shifted from will we get a cut to is the cut going to be 25 or 50 BPS? A lot of people looking at that 50 number. I think that's just human of us. Every time we get something, we want more. We look bigger. I don't think we're going to get, excuse me, I don't think we're going to get the 50 cut in September, but we have another FOMC. We have one in December. I think the most likely path is we see 25 next week and then 25 in December for a total of 50. What's crazy is that, what's crazy? Let me turn these tunes down a little bit. There we go. Hopefully, let me know if the volume of the music and my voice is good. It was bad the other day. What's crazy is this is what the Fed said was going to happen. It's wild that through all these job revision numbers, all the changes in trade policy, tariffs, whatever, it all just plays out exactly as they said, right? They couldn't have had those job numbers. They couldn't have seen the inflation metrics in the last few months. Yet the Fed was projecting 2 cuts into the end of this year, and it's almost like reality bent to it, right, to make it happen. Pretty wild stuff. Look at 6-year, I don't know if I have these pulled up, but if you look at the 6-month yields, you'll see that they're pricing in 50 BPS. So likely we'll see 25 this week, 25 in December, and then have a dry spell going into 26. We may not see cuts for the first quarter, perhaps. Maybe we'll see a first cut in Q2. For the year, we see a 75% or 75 BPS being priced in. So looking for one more cut from, I guess, now until next September after these ones this year. The landscape is always evolving. Numbers are always coming out, and with how crazy some of these revisions have been, I have to look into what's going on with that. I don't really know. I've heard kind of the gibberish on both sides about, I don't know, playing politics or whatever. But I want to know, I have to look into this, why those numbers were so off. But basically, using those as an example, anything can happen. Things have been shaken up. We've gotten some curveballs, yet we're still exactly on path where we're supposed to be with these rate cuts, at least according to the path the Fed set out. What's interesting is perhaps Bitcoin is too. A lot of people asking, are these rate cuts being priced in? Are they already priced in? That question depends on what you're looking at. Right now, Bitcoin making this green candle, awesome. It is breaking range. It is moving higher than it has traded in about a week, but I would say not pricing in, or has not priced in yet. Why do I say that? Well, go back to August, right around here, where essentially everyone was tipped off. We knew, I guess all year we knew that we'd get cuts in September, but everybody else was tipped off that rates were probably coming down in September, and prices rallied. People were saying, is this rates getting priced in? The logical answer then was yes. But look what's happened. Bitcoin has moved to all-time highs off of that news, and now retraced all the way back down, starting in September to 107K, and here we are at 117. We are basically still below where this news came in. So I would argue that Bitcoin has not priced in the interest rate cuts. Perhaps we will see that over the next week. And you know what, guys? Sometimes things don't get priced in. It's crazy. Sometimes things don't get priced in early. They usually do. Sometimes they don't. But if you look over at stocks, it is pretty safe to say, in my opinion, let's just pull up the SPX. Pretty safe to say, in my opinion, that these are being priced in, or it is priced in. Stocks have very steadily moved up to the right since the interest rate cuts got on the table. Really, August 1st being the low, and since then setting a series of higher highs and higher lows. This looks like it's pricing in. This looks like it's front running it. Bitcoin, that argument is harder to make for sure. Stocks, where are they up from August? Where are they up now? 5%. Okay. All right, I'm not gonna get too excited. 5%. We are likely to see pricing in happen from now until Wednesday. Remember, FOMC Wednesday. Mark your calendars. It is this time for real going to be the biggest most important FOMC of our lives. And it actually is this time. Or at least we'll say for this year, right? Because we've really just been waiting for rate cuts. Nothing's happened all year. Now in September, there's virtually 100% chance we're going to see a cut of some kind. Almost every source is saying we're going to see a cut of some kind. So this one is the biggest, most important FOMC ever. Make sure to mark it on your calendars. Be here. We are the home of the FOMC. We created this together as an event that the whole world has enjoyed. And we're happy for that. Make sure you mark your calendars. You can hit notify me when you get redirected there after the stream. Let's see. Make sure, guys, if you are here, we're going to jump into some cool stuff I want to share with you guys. But if you're here today, I want you to make some noise in the chat. Make a little noise. If you're here, send a message, especially if you're new. If you've never been here, you're wondering what's going on. Like 𝐒𝐈𝐆𝐍 subscribed a few minutes ago. He's probably wondering what's going on. Say hello. Let me know who's here. If you haven't hit the like button, I beg you, beat that like button up. That's what it's there for. The more you engage with the live stream, the more YouTube shows this live stream to new people and more people, and that's how we grow. And you guys do a great job of that. So make sure you subscribe, vote in the poll, send a message, whatever you need to do. Enabled notifications. I see a lot of good names here today. Some of the best. I'll give you guys a second. Give you 30 seconds to put in a message. I gotta stop drinking Celsius. What's up, Bad Fox, my darling? Good to see you. Big A, Braziliari Loco. I butchered that. Crypto Agent 007, Crypto Builders Keep, Dave K, Dave Cop, double Dave K. Double Dave K. Eternal G, what's up, brother? Gary, Schildkraut, Gao, JK, Foxy Thorny, my guy, he's here. Of course. I was waiting for you. What's up, JK? Adam Buzzard, there's an OG. Guy Incognitable, how you doing, friend? Good to see you in the live chat. JK, Jasper, Joe Potter, King Peasant back again. Heavy Duty Charlie. Salute. Mad Genius Manuela. Murer. I saw you at the beginning of the live. You're still here. Cheers. Mark Phillips. JB, what's up, dude? JP Frito. Mr. History. Matthew Pollard. Matrella AF. One of my favorite names. Navman, One with Nature, Paul Wood, Paz Maria, Randy Greer, Roman Rofi, Ronald Grump, RPM, Scotty Swing, Shane, Singularity, Shrimpnado, how you doing, Sharknado? Skate Crow, Stixes, 777s, Taco Duck, Pickle, my brother, how you doing? Heard you had a good weekend. Dylan McPooch, I won't blow up your news. Dylan McPooch, Tin Man, Toddy B, Tom Sen, Trick Shots, Vegas Claw, Walter Brown, Wick, YB. What's up, fam? What are we doing? Are we pumping? We dumping? I got a cool fractal to share with you. Fractals are entertaining. I don't even try to trade them anymore. They're entertaining. There's something to look at, especially when you're feeling lost. And we have a pretty cool fractal right here in front of us. So we're going to take a look at. You're not going to have seen this anywhere else. It is fresh and original. Probably. I don't know. Who knows? People could have made shit up. People could have found stuff. On today's rally, I started to notice something. I was in Benjamin Cohen's Twitter space earlier, just chatting it up. I was looking at the chart, and I noticed with this rally today, things look pretty similar. I don't want to say identical, but they look pretty similar to what we saw at the end of the year last year. When I say this, I see a rally to all-time high, a pullback, a slightly higher high that gets sold off. Okay, there we go. So far, we have that exact pattern here. We have an all-time high, a pullback, slightly higher high, and then a sell-off. You see the M's. Foreshadowing of our future McDonald's employment. Well, we have as well, kind of coming into play here, a triple E bottom. Lower lows met with lower highs, creating a downtrend. What really caught my eye to kind of draw this together was this price action. You get the wick low, you almost retrace, and then you sell off. You see weakness into the inevitable low there. We have something very similar going on right here. This is what drove it home for me, because you can almost always find what you're looking for, but this was a little bit more than coincidence, I think. A little sideways before the fall, we saw that here. A little sideways fall, Rally, not quite back. Lower high there. Same kind of U recovery shape to that flat price action. Followed by 1, 2, 3 total lower lows. You can see these highs weakening as we move down into the low. So what are we looking for here for this to continue? Well, with this rally today, things look a little better. They look like they could play out the same. I would say for good measure, maybe we see sideways, maybe a few sideways candles, and then a move towards all-time high. If we're following the pattern, remember, this is just a fractal. Fractals are fun. They've at times given us good trades, but man, I don't know if they're worth trading. Things tend to rhyme, but they don't tend to play out exactly the same. Looking back at what we saw into April as our kind of macro low and our swing there, I think it's looking really similar. You see that same weakness. You see that final low that pops, and here we go. We get a little bit of a bull flag before we rallied all-time high. I think that realistically, we are seeing that here again. I don't think it's going to look exactly the same. Perhaps we see that sideways that we saw previously. Maybe that's the next week into the FOMC. Maybe we see a pop off after the FOMC, after interest rates come down. I don't know. I think that this looks pretty good, though, heading into the end of the year. I think it is a safe bet, or as safe as trading can be of a bet, that we see our high come in Q4, that things end up looking very similar to the way they've always looked, which is the finale of the bull run in Q4. That leads into the midterm year bear market in 2023. Maybe it looks something like this. I think this is a comfortable projection for people. All-time high, highest point November, December. You know, just looking at the bars being copied, 146. Man, I hope it goes higher than that. But I think that's a number people are comfortable with. And I think it's a very reasonable projection. Will it be straight up like this so you can just go all in 100 jillion X leverage? Probably not. I would be very skeptical or very careful looking for perpetuals here, looking for big leverage to play this. I think that we get some chop. Certainly in the FOMC, we're going to see price move both directions. We almost always see it sell off into a rally or rally into a sell off. Typically, we don't see easy positions make it through the FOMC. But I really like this pattern. What do you guys think? We have a little poll going. FOMC is in 1 week. You guys looking for the pump? Looking for the pump? Keep voting. We only have 285 votes, so we could get some more sample size there. What do you guys think about this? I think it's cool. I think there's enough here to say this is a fractal, but there's never enough to say it's going to play out exactly the same. Maybe. Yeah, anything. This little run was so unrewarding. Let's see, 144. All right. Let's do this. If we do the same extension, it brings us to 132. Yeah. Man, getting excited about 132. Maybe. Stop dumping. Please stop dumping. For the love of God. For the love of everything. Stop dumping. I agree. CME, we are seeing a little bit of that CME gap get filled in here this morning. Price on CME trading up to, I got an alert, about 115. Still, the gap remains up to 116.6. That looks like it's going to fill. CME, man, CME, I don't know how to feel about it. CME is all paper, so it should be less important. But at times, CME just appears to be a cleaner, kind of more digestible, less noise chart. I don't know. It's just because it doesn't trade over the weekends. Like, this looks like a bottom. On CME, it looks like a bottom. Ooh. Moving average is in the way. Where are we? Let's see. I have something else I want to show you. Where did we go? VWAPs. Down here. Let's take a peek. I put this in our Join Crown Crypto group. It's not a signals group. It's a learning group, a premium trading group. JoinCrownCrypto.com. Check it out. Comes with one-on-one mentoring with myself. I posted it in there. You'll get trades early, but posted this in here. Just playing our VWAPs as we have been our new favorite tool for trading right now because they seem to be working. They seem to be playing out. What I like about today's move, we have pushed through a very important area. Pushed through, hold up. That just disappeared. There it is. We've pushed through a very important area. This goes back, wow, this one all the way back to June start. July, August, September. Pushed through our VWAP from back in June. You can see this has really played into price action so far. I'd say it's even like maybe the main VWAP that I'm watching. We've seen this act as support when we were rallying, and we've seen it act as resistance recently at about 112.5, batting down price. We were looking for shorts at this VWAP. We've broken it with today's rally, and this is where I think this move gets a little exciting. And I do see I placed a short, and you know, I don't like taking shorts, but hey, charts are charts. With today's move, we blasted through 112.5. This is a convincing play. It's a convincing rally. That's a strong close at a higher high. We saw a continuation into pre-market today, and we ended up right back to our next VWAP. And this was like pretty much all the reasoning for this is we entered August's VWAP and we saw sellers come in. That's it. Price being under the VWAP for August for the majority of it, I believe, is going to kind of cement that as resistance. Makes it a more logical place to look to short. Where are we? My target for the short, 112.5. We tested it as resistance. We have not tested it as support. Doesn't have to come down to there. The short may want to be clipped early at 113, something like that. But what I like about it as well is we see yesterday's VWAP coming right up in there. I think if we take today's, we're probably going to see the same thing. Ooh, maybe not. Maybe I'm getting sloppy. Yeah, today's up at 13.3. Let's see. Can we find any confluence with that level? Not really. Not really. Interesting. Interesting. Maybe aiming too low. Maybe aiming too low. I'm on the fly. I'm gonna get rid of this for now. Hanging out. Here we go. This is solid. This is just as solid as TA gets, man. 4-hour order block. Breakout. Close high. 4-hour rolls over. And you start seeing that retracement. This looking maybe like it is too low, 112.5. But to test this order block, this major VWAP, I think that actually plays. So I think I will even put a reversal of position down here. Underneath the order block. Give it a little bit. And where would we go back to? Maybe right here. 2 to 1. Current price. What do you think of that? I like it. Might have to refine this as we go on. I haven't done the most analysis this morning. I was distracted on the Twitter Spaces early. I love chatting with Benjamin Cohen. He's just one of my favorite people to chat with in the markets. No spin. Dude's just like me. Just likes the numbers, likes the math, likes the charts. Don't have to worry about him yelling about, I don't know. This like the stuff I don't like I don't know, altcoin narratives and will this go to the moon? Guy's down to earth in the charts, just like us. All right, 113. Where is this coming from? Because this disappears. Oh no, that is June's. Okay. Might be some argument for here. Something like that, maybe. Nah, we'll get into more analysis. We'll build this a little stronger. I don't have any indicators on this chart. Market Cipher B. Shout out to Market Cipher. See me using it every day here. Links in the video description. A little heavy. RSI above 50 on the 4-hour, which is good. Money flow actually looking to make that higher high. Maybe short is not the play. Tell me your secrets, chart. Tell me your secrets. Couple nerds, that's right. We've been having some... I've had great entries with VWAP. I've had issues with the exits, but the entries have been wild. Like, look at this. Came back for a second taste. No agent use BTCD. What are you looking at on BTCD? It's been unspectacular for me. I haven't been watching it much. I'm just waiting for it to break down or break up. What's up, JB? Long range crypto dweebs, kitty nerds. Yeah, exactly. The music makes you want some disco biscuits. I mean, I'll take disco biscuits either way. Love the music. Thank you, man. This is the same artist that we listened to last week. 𝐿IKA on YouTube. I'm gonna blow her up. I think she's like in Munich or something. I don't know this person, but has been making some really fire kind of house mixes. Check her out. Am I using the Russell 2000 as an indicator of alts popping? I am not. Are you? Let's check it out. Is the Russ doing something? Did my chart get deleted? What's the ticker? Rut? Why is it Rut instead of Russ? Checking in. What's up, Janix? What's up, Gold Dragon? Veet Viral. Why dump percent is GT then pump? I don't know. I don't know, my friend. I'm not sure. Do you mean on the poll? Like, that's what people are voting for. The Russell. I can understand why someone might draw that and say, okay, well, if small caps are rallying, especially if small caps are rallying against the big caps. It's funny how crypto and stocks have kind of grown towards this same setup of, in stocks right now, the stock market's up, but it's really, there's 7 stocks that are up, and without them, it's terribly down. I think if you look at crypto, probably the same thing, right? If you subtract Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, and I guess BNB, maybe there's some others, from the total crypto, and you look at it, I bet it's still like not at all-time highs. It's interesting how they've grown together. Maybe that's the natural evolution of market caps. I don't know. But I can see the logic. It's not something I've ever studied. I would make the argument that if you are going to say, well, if Russell rallies, so will alts. Well, Russell's not at all-time high yet. It looks like it's going to all-time highs. I can't imagine it not going to all-time highs after this beautiful higher low V-shaped bottom. We have like a backwards Adam and Eve. Typically an Adam and Eve will be the V shape and then the U shape, creating like a double bottom. This is actually backwards. It's an even Adam. A little even Adam perhaps for you. Beautiful. Beautiful recovery. Looking for all-time highs, I think. Let's see. 3,100 seems like a pretty achievable target. If Russ breaks all-time high, I think it's moving to 3,100 pretty quickly. I think it's going to do that probably this year. You know, this whole year has been really slow and grindy. I talk about it a lot. And it feels like it's conditioning us. I was talking to Peach, shout out to Peach, in our one-on-one yesterday about the market feels like it's conditioning us to just immediately sell every time something hits a new high. Every time it goes to an all-time high. And if you look back, it's been very successful. You look at Ethereum, if you would have sold the all-time high like we did here, I closed out some of that long, took profit on the long, you'd be in great shape. It's not down that much, but you'd be in great shape. Bitcoin, almost every single time it's hit an all-time high over the last year. If you had taken profit on a long there, you would be in good condition. And it feels like the market is just lining us up to do that. Solana, another example. XRP, another example. And what's the setup? What's the Max Payne setup there? I think that it's in Q4, we finally get a move, a pump. where the band-aid comes off, even if it's brief, even if it's fleeting, that leaves everyone that's kind of figured that pattern out in the dust. That would be the crypto I know. In Q4, we may see some big moves. We may see them in Russell. We may see them maybe across the board. I wouldn't be surprised if we have a very, very green Q4 and then a very red Q1 of 26. Cross markets. They took out the vector sell candle. Ricardo from August 24th. What's up, crypto builders? See the fractals. Yes, you actually need to take the fungus to see the fractals. What's up? Vet Viral, subscribe. Welcome, brother. I shouted you out earlier, but it's good to see you subscribing. Bake getting baked. Do it. Bake it up, Vegas. Vegas Claw, how's Vegas? TikTok keeps telling me Vegas is empty. And when I was there, it actually was kind of empty, but not empty, but it was not as bustling as I remember. Cup and handle has started mooning. RPM on Russ. Yeah. What do I think about Pengu? Meh. It liquidated me, so I don't like it. What's up, KDP? You're down with the T Crown. What's up, brother? What is up? Look at Doge. I'll always look at Doge. Guys, remember, if you... I don't know why I never say this. If you want me to look at a chart, especially if it's not a major chart, and when I say major, I mean, I don't know, like top whatever. You can always tip. You can always super chat. $10. I'll look at whatever for the most part. For the most part. I haven't checked in on Doge in a while, and it looks like now's the time. Good tip off, my friend. Good tip off. Who said that? Doge ETF actually coming in tomorrow, Kitty. That's probably related. So I bet it is. I don't doubt it. You guys will probably remember me saying, what is it, a year ago? It feels like an eternity ago now, that Doge would get, like Doge and Litecoin would get the next ETFs. Let me see. Doge ETF. Can I find that? You know, it's like, weird. Why? It's like terrible. Doge, like ETF, why can I not find it? Okay. Well, I tweeted about it and I said it for a long time. I think Doge and Litecoin were going to get the next ETFs after Bitcoin. I was wrong. It went what? Ethereum. Then did Solana get one? I'm losing the plot. So far, the ETFs have not been the events that people want them to be. I will say that. Bitcoin got an ETF. It rallied. Remember, that was the beginning of 24. Rallied and then sold off. Everyone got bummed about it. Ethereum's ETF came in and it got crushed. Ethereum's ETF, this is one of my favorite things to look at. Ethereum got its spot ETF right here. And as you can see, that was not great for price. It began a downtrend until April that it still actually hasn't recovered from. It has not made it back to its valuation pre-ETF. So should you get pumped about a Doge ETF? Probably not. Probably should not get stoked about it. Doesn't mean it's not a good thing. Doesn't mean it has to be bad. And what we should do, though, is look at the charts. We shouldn't just go by the narrative. That's what we always say. What's the chart saying? Well, this kind of caught my eye. I didn't look at this in a while. Doge definitely rallying on this news. Not a huge move. Up about 5-10% against Bitcoin, I'd say, since the ETF was kind of circulating in news here. One thing that catches my attention is it is directly back at resistance. So going long right now on Doge against Bitcoin, probably a bad move. Likely to see some kind of continuation of this. Back to boring, right? But I do like the greater pattern here. We can see from March all the way to today, you can see that inverse head and shoulders building. It isn't quite there yet. We're reading into it too early, but what we're going to be looking for over the next days or weeks or months is the inevitable test of that neckline. Doge moving up about 20% against Bitcoin, preferably breaking, backtesting, giving us the entry for a move higher. This is Doge BTC. This would be ideal. This would be how we get the spicy entry. Think I'm bold enough to do this. Like that. Wait for the break and close. Wait for a break of 240, then look for long at 220. Man, we've nailed Doge over years. I think that would be the play. We're still steps away. This is maybe the best Doge has looked in a while. Coming off that lower low isn't amazing, but this is a beautiful reversal pattern cooking. Like if I saw this at the top of a run, if we had been rallying and I saw this play out, I would be very skeptical of it going higher. And the chart's inverted, so I'm very skeptical of it going lower. Let's pass that over to Doge USD, which still remains one of the most bullish charts in all of crypto. It just does not seem to run. I don't know why. Maybe it's waiting, but it's so insanely bullish. We have nailed this chart for years on this channel now, honestly for almost half a decade, but it just hasn't broken. It just hasn't run yet. We keep getting these solid entries and it just hasn't run. We've been literally watching this, waiting for it to play out forever. You look at the macro and you just have the most beautiful thing ever. Bottomed out in the bear market, held your low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low is what we're predicting here. Now we're looking for that move back to all-time high. I still believe this is going to happen. I still believe Doge is going to 76 cents. I think $1 is a good bet. Just seems like alts have not had their moment quite yet. With its BTC pair looking a little bullish, I would say at least in the shorter term, short to longer term. This dollar pair definitely has some upside bias to it. Momentum's still up. Where are we? I imagine, yeah, these moving averages are all going to be very close to price because price has just consolidated, compressed, compacted forever. I think this is going to just blow up. Whenever this starts to pump, I think it's going to pump past people's expectations. On the week, we are above the 50, 20, 100, 200 weekly moving averages. At this point, closing up this week, above 23 cents is a very good sign, retaking those averages. About the day. Daily above all the averages. All right. You had your golden cross I tweeted about back in August. Sideways. That's sideways. Got a bullish cross here today on today's candle. I like Doge. I don't think Doge is going to give you an instant return. And really, with what we've seen with ETFs, maybe the ETF is just going to be a sell-off against the Bitcoin pair. I don't know. What we've seen with ETFs, maybe you'll get a better price on it. I will say that you've had a long time. You probably should approach this chart if you're looking to buy it or long it as something that could take a while. Could take, I don't know, until the end of the year. But I think it is a very solid bet. I think the risk, the upside to the risk, I think is favorable. I think you have a good move. What's up, One Up? How you doing, brother? How you doing, my friend? Who else is vibing today? AU, what's up, AU? CG, Darren, D-Lo. Man, I started talking about Doge. People checked out. I liked the stream, did you? Thank you, sir. You saw a housing stock buy some link. Is Sol supposed in October? Supposed in October. Wow. Sol's making it. Sol's getting there. Man, it got quiet. You're talking to me in Mitch's stream. Love Mitch Ray. Mitch Ray, personal friend of mine. Honestly, Mitch Ray, one of my inspirations for streaming. Saw him back in the day. He wasn't doing as much crypto, but back in the day, he was following stocks on YouTube, and I found him, and I was like, I guess you can do this as a job. Big inspiration of mine. Great analyst. Sol just trucking. My target's been 240 from 190. So far, that's one of the better trades that we placed over the last month, I'd say. Sol really one-sided here, was gracious enough to come down like within days, within a week or two, come down, fill our entry, and then just take off. I appreciate that. I appreciate Soul. Let's see, anything happen to the stream? Connection's good. Audio's good. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. 800 viewers. Not a lot of chatters. Keep chattering. Did I see that Charles Hodgkins, the founder of Cardano, bought a meme coin live for the first time? Kind of wild if you ask me. It's called 𝐒𝐻 No, I didn't know that. Nor do I like consider that news. Nor do I consider that important. Honestly, I know if you're a big Cardano fan, that might excite you. Sure. I don't know. If I saw Satoshi buying shit coins, like, I don't know, maybe I'd be excited. Yeah, who cares? I'm sorry. Sorry, brother. I don't mean to pop your balloon, but that doesn't mean that's a good buy. And honestly, what we tend to see is someone with that much visibility doing something like that tends to just dump, right? The liquidity gets taken. People kind of FOMO after the trade. The market makers come in, take the money. See that happen a lot. Should I put Dogecoin ETF in the title? People are talking about it. Doge ETF. Put it in the title. I won't do anything. But bought some the other day. What's up, Nate Dogg? William. Hive is breaking into a long-term trend. Hive. Haven't heard that in a while. What's up, 𝐓𝐫𝐍 𝐓𝐫𝐷 Cactus Leo? You're here. Agent, you never left. Peach never left. All right, a lot of you guys didn't leave. You're just vibing to the tunes. Hasty. What's up, Help? J Wheels. Nabro. Rishav. How you doing? Crypto Hodl, Tony Rosas. By the way, guys, if you're out there and you haven't subscribed, hit subscribe. Your name will pop up. I'll shout you out. Make sure you've liked the stream, voted in the poll, said hello. Thoughts on Polkadot? Stop spamming. What is he spamming? 𝐵𝐾USD, 𝐵𝐾USD. Can I please tell you about 𝐵𝐾USD? Ondo or Dog? Mrs. Star Wars streams. Yeah, I remember that too. Does he not do stuff like that anymore? I admittedly don't watch it. I don't watch anybody's streams really. I'll just pop in like I do with Mitch's or Casper's or Crypto Faces and just be like, yo boys, still here. Bad Fox, do not text and drive. Darling, listen to the tone of my voice. Do not text and drive. Pay attention to that road. Bad Fox. Bad Fox. It crashed. What crashed? The altcoin probably did. Not so interested in all the same. Or 𝐵𝐾USD crashed, probably. XR, please. Only because you asked. $3.03 was our target. Was my target. Been advertising. What? All week? All last week? Let me see. $3.03. Did we hit it? We hit it perfectly. We sold off. This is actually an interesting move for XRP. I will say XRP's TA does not... I don't know what it is about it. Doesn't really matter. In my observation, XRP does not respect the TA in the way that others do. Not that others always do, but it is seemingly harder to predict what it's going to do. I do like this though. It did hit our exact resistance. This comes from the monthly time frame. This was almost a no-brainer. Probably as September rolled over, I said, yeah, $3.03. Beelining it right back to that highest monthly close, monthly resistance. This was the fake out of a 3-candle setup of a bullish order block, etc. We could still close over 303 this month. That'd be extremely bullish for XRP. But I think intra-month, between now and the end of the month, we're probably going to battle it out here. Shake out kind of the free riders, coattail riders. Only leave the kind of crazy people left in positions. But I do like what it did here. So if we zoom into a lower time frame, I like what it did here. Hit 303 exactly. Then came right back down to support. I mean, I like this. That's a solid setup. There's definitely a trade to be made here. What I don't want to see is XRP come back down to 293 without breaking 303 first. In fact, just get away from 293. That was a perfect resistance to support. Break resistance, test as support, move to next resistance. Profit takers, sellers come in, move to that support, tested again and again. This support is now weakened. You're climbing back up. Yeah, you don't want to see this come back down. that's starting to look very bottomish, isn't it? Fake out, accumulation, rally. This is beautiful there. We got wrecked on some of these. We got wrecked on some of them, and we actually hit some good ones too. But XRP I've just found to be very hard to predictably chart, like kind of like the dollar, where you have a setup and then it like almost always does the opposite. I don't know why. Closing today above 297 is a solid close for XRP. Get that order block established there. I think you are then aiming for higher. I think you're looking for a break of 303 if you can close that solidly. Maybe on the week 318. I like this saxophone. What's up, Justin Grossos? How are you, friend? View up coming up on the week. Just vibing, looking at charts. We've been doing it live for 6.5 years on YouTube. Peach asked me in our one-on-one on the Crown Crypto group yesterday. I have the wrong button. He said, "How long do you plan on doing this?" And I was like, "Ooh, bro, I didn't even think of that." It hit me hard. I was like, I honestly expected Bitcoin to like retire me by now, and so maybe I need to do some introspection. I need to take a look at what my goals are, what my plans are for the next years. I don't know who we looked at Pith for. Pith's trade in the green. I looked at that Wednesday. Pith's trade in the green. Where's Cronos at? Cronos slowly, maybe moving to 15. Still think that's the play. What's up, 𝐒𝐴𝐺? I just saw your name. SKLSQD. What do you think? Can't check out Crow Eternal G? No, I cannot. I cannot look at Crow. I already have it up. But I can't do it. Sorry. Impossible. I have not changed my mind. I have not changed my mind. This is more, I will say this though, this is more bullish than I thought it would look. You've now flagged, broken down, right? Flag, breakdown, 1, 2, 3. 3 moves down, 3 impulses down, lower highs, lower lows. I have seen that break a lot. I've seen it do that in crypto a lot off of like a very structured kind of falling wedge like that. I still don't like the trade. If you are impatient, which I'm sure you guys are out there, you know, there's definitely a trade you could try to take here. Stop is just kind of wherever the hell you think the stop goes, right? Something like that. I think 55 cents is in its future. Maybe this is what you're looking for. Looking to play conservatively back to 32. Still get a 2-2. I personally am just going to wait. I'm going to wait and I'm going to look for 15 cents. If it doesn't hit, doesn't hit. We have had some really great entries on Crow here on this channel over the last whatever. Let me see. When do we even place these? August of last year. Wow. August of last year, a year ago. We were looking for something similar back at 8 cents. I think that this makes sense. I think we see the higher high, retest, higher high, retest. This is still strong, still a good structure. I would not look for a short right here either. I think you're chasing the short down on Crow if you're looking to short right now. There's very likely, depending on the approach, how this kind of plays out, very likely a trade at 55 cents for a short. I don't know where you put the stop, something like that. Very likely. I don't know, down to 15 cents, but 25, probably juicy. Definitely a potential short there. I would likely take this in a controlled risk environment. I would take a long here in a controlled risk environment. But as it stands, I know people are itching to trade this, but as it stands, you're just right in the middle. You're right in the middle. I mean, I can see maybe a resistance broken here that people might be looking to long right now. Let's see. August close, 30 cents, new resistance. That could be a TP. 30 cents, 29.2 could be a good long take profit or a good short entry as well. Yeah, I guess people maybe are going to look like here. Kind of like this better, 18.9. Let's see how this looks. See how this looks if we zoom out more too. Nah, dude, 15 cents is just so right. Okay, this is, I was struggling to find the logic. Peach, if you're here, here you go. Cronos, 15 cents. There's definitely confluence. There's definitely more than just this, but you go to the quarterly and look at how important this level is. For over a year and a half, this has been so important. You broke through. What are you going to look to do? I think you're looking to re-enter it. Maybe I'm being too conservative. If on the 6-month boom, even like a little lower, 14.2, that would be juicy. What's the yearly look like? I haven't looked at this. This is okay. Well, driving home 55 cents here as not only a long take profit but also a potential short entry. Like, yeah. Look at that strong rejection, bearish engulfed into 2022, bearish engulfed, and then slow walk up. Yeah. For me, Crow is not a long-term play. Anyone that's looking to trade Crow right now that hasn't really followed the crypto.com. So crypto.com as an exchange, whatever, they're fine. But the coins have not been. Crow is not the first coin. Not their first coin. They have done shenanigans throughout the years. And when you do shenanigans, I don't think any coin is a good long-term hold when the devs are doing shenanigans. What I mean by that is, so Crow used to be something else. It used to be MCO. MCO did terribly. I believe they like inflated the supply. They did a bunch of different things. Then they migrated it. They like reset the chart by changing it into Crow. They might even be different coins at this point. I don't even remember the saga. And then now into this treasury thing with Trump Media. Didn't they unburn coins? Like, just another example of in crypto we should never trust. The only thing we should trust in crypto is that people will abuse things, and it is clear that this is set up to be abused. It's set up to be controlled by them, which it is what it is, right? But that usually limits the long-term prospect of something. It usually limits it to the people making the changes. The people pulling the stuff are making money and you're not. Just be careful. Just be careful. Hype. I'll look at your. I see you guys chatting out there asking for stuff. Our reserve ton. The exchange needs to get the car benefits back. Yeah, and then the whole card thing, dude. There's just been infinite things. Real quick, hype. I'm not chilling. They don't pay me. I bought some hype a few weeks ago. I told you guys. Basically, just spot, and hype is up. Hype has been consistently performing. Back in June, we saw it break all-time high, and we looked for an entry at its previous all-time high against Bitcoin. That trade now playing out, like today, yesterday and today. 36% gain against Bitcoin here. Simple-minded trade, all-time high. Retracement, broken, tested, looking for the move. This is honestly my advice, guys. Not financial advice, but my success advice, what I'm doing in this space. I am looking to kind of offload some of my degeneracy, my little gambler's itch, from playing perpetuals to looking at these kind of newer projects. When I say newer, not like pumped up fun, but coins that have something, and that's hard to define, but that have something that were created somewhere between this year and like Q4 of last year. Things that haven't seen a cycle peak yet. They seem to be moving more like crypto we remember. They seem to be at all-time highs, continuing price exploration. The moves haven't been crazy, so people haven't really been like hyping them up that much. Hyping them up. But these are some of like, I don't know, some of, I don't want to say easier or safer, but more what we know, less chop. I mean, this is choppy as hell, but almost every perpetual position I've opened, I'm like trying to ride it up the next leg because that's my style and that's what's worked in the past. And it's just not really working. This cycle is just not working. If you open a position and you leave it open, it gets stopped out. Like, almost guaranteed to get stopped out. Price moves incredibly slowly in this cycle. And then once it makes the move, it stops. I don't think hype is only going to go up. There's probably still entries. Probably still entries. 50. Maybe even 39. There's probably entries. Wouldn't chase this up. Wait for a pullback. Or really, what I think would be better is find other things. Find other things. Like you can see this started trading in December of last year. That's a good time frame. Looking for things that have set all-time highs, pulled back, and then have broken that all-time high. Looking for the entry. I think Fartcoin is in this time frame. October 24. Hasn't broken all-time high. It's not quite the same thing, but you looked at this on Monday. Yeah. 93 cents. What maybe even what it is these coins are just I think more chartable. It's weird. They're less noise. I don't know. We looked for 93 cents on Fartcoin and man, it has gotten there so fast. On Monday, it was at like 81. Now it's traded as high as 90. That's like incredibly close to 93. I would not go nuts now. I mean, the upside's more limited. That is. We have this death cross above. You have a horizontal. 93 cents is the TP for this move, in my mind. If you're bullish on farts, I don't know. Maybe you're looking for higher, but this is the play I'm looking for. These coins just seem to behave better. Maybe it's in my head. Here's an exception to that. Okay. This is another one we looked at on Monday. Remember this? We were looking at AVAX. Wow. Look at this. Check that out. Look at that. Actually, it's up even more. 13% against Bitcoin. AVAX among all things. I guess a testament to when you find a chart. Listen to the chart. Doesn't matter what it is. I was very skeptical, but still, I thought this move was pretty safe for AVAX. About a 30% gain against Bitcoin. It's done about half of that now. Heading for 0029 or 003 against BTC and the dollar pair, like 3280 probably. Finally breaking out. I would still not look to long it here. 28. Probably wait for a 26er. 26er. Take profit at 3280. Risk to reward is not as good. Here we go. Something like that. Okay. Let me read the chat. AVAX surprising me. I don't know. So it's just shows you can stare at charts all day, make predictions all day, and then you see something good and you're like, yeah, I think this is gonna happen. Then it happens and you're like surprised by it. Still can happen. Somebody did ask you about Pengu earlier. Actually, Pengu doesn't look quite as bad now. I like Pengu above 3.3 cents. Below 3.3 cents, I'm not a fan. It's above it now. Not bad. Sui AVAX is gonna kill it. Maybe. What do I think about Link? Liliana, Trump to acquire Crow tokens. I wouldn't touch Crow. So acquire, but the thing is, they say acquire. He's not buying them, and I think this already happened, didn't it? Or at least the news already dropped on this. He's not buying them. It's like they're giving it to him, or they're like unburning tokens for it. It's some weird shit. He's absolutely not buying $105 million worth of Crow. Absolutely not. I don't think he's buying any of it. What's up, Crimson? Looking to rotate out of Ethereum and not into Bitcoin or Sol. What would you choose? That's a rough bet. That's rough. Would you choose? What I would choose is I would choose not to fully rotate out of that. I would not do a full rotation out. If I was looking to do that, maybe I would do, maybe I would do like 50%, 50%, 75%. You know, I would not do 100%. 50% would probably be that good number. Where would you rotate to? Here's the thing: is it's like you don't want to go into Bitcoin or ETH, like the things that are kind of up, right? You know, those you're limiting that. So your choices that you're left with are coins that are down against Bitcoin, and you're betting on a strong alt season. You're betting on all the alts moving up against their Bitcoin pairs. It's not the worst bet. I mean, it's I think a reasonable bet. I would definitely, now that I think about it more, definitely not do all of it. Half of my position would be still really risky for me, because we just don't know what's gonna happen. And we can always say that, but I think all in on a super big alt rally is a bad bet. I think you want to stay out. And if I was going to do that, I would take the half or whatever, and I would look at probably some top coins, right? Top 100, whatever, that aren't at all-time highs. All-time highs against Bitcoin or in dollars, and look to layer out of them as they rally, right? Like probably even underneath their all-time highs, just lock in some of those profits. It's a complicated question. I don't have a coin that I would be like, I'll go all into this. And anyone who does is just kind of shilling that coin. That's like so much risk to try to be everything in it. BNB, the token exchange meta. Well, BNB already did it, man. BNB is like at all-time high again. Usually a very strong signal for the rest of the market when BNB is at all-time high. Don't see a reset and shakeout happen. I mean, I would argue that we are kind of reset shaky outy. Yeah, literally BNB at all-time highs today, right? In the last few hours. Will it be the meta? I was actually very surprised in 2021. A lot of people, a lot of noobs were coming in asking about BNB. I was like very shocked to hear it. BNB is just crawling up. I would be worried about BNB. I would be worried entering BNB. Like, I think it'll hit 1,000, but I do not have high hopes that this thing is going to like run. Like, I don't think we're going to see like 2,600, 1,500. Like maybe. I'll probably take some profit, man. I haven't taken profit on BNB since 2021. I never bought any more back either. I'll probably take some profit for the first time in 4 years at 1,000. I'll have to move those coins. I forgot. All in on Bitcoin, baby. Let's go. What's up, Quicker? Yeah, Crimson, it's a hard question, dude. It's not simple. And it's like you could ask a dozen people that, and you're going to get a dozen answers. And the people who are like, oh, I put it all in on, blah, 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 like those people are just shilling that coin, right? They're just shilling it all in on Cardano. I put it all in on whatever, like XRP. Like they're just shilling that. It's not good advice. It's just like them shilling it. What do we got? The music stopped. That means we've been live for an hour. Crypto is decoupled from SP 500. Yeah, remember when everyone was talking about M2 supply and how Bitcoin follows M2 supply? What happened to those bros? Can we look at Ton? What's up, Fran? Sure. I haven't pulled up Ton in a while. If you're out there and you haven't subscribed yet, we've had not very many new subscribers today, but I appreciate the ones we do have. If you're not subscribed, join our fam. Make sure to tune in for the FOMC next week on Wednesday. Tune in. Do not miss it. It's going to be epic. Ton, I guess this is why I haven't looked at Ton. Ton has been at our freaking entry, just sitting there forever. $2.94. Probably still a good entry, in all honesty. Looking at my previous analysis, I think it maybe makes more sense to take profit at 475. I think we were looking higher to like 5-ish when we were back in February of this year. We got a wick off of our entry and we were like, let's cook. 275 rejected from 371. This thing has just been sideways. Ton, I still think this is a good bet. I think this is a good trade. 294, 475. I like this. That looks very reasonable to me. At bare minimum, just back to 371, right? Just back to this resistance. It looks like it wants to at least do this one more time. Money flow in the week could disagree. It looks really shitty. Even on the day, it looks weak. I think there are better bets out there. I think we have better bets in the space, but I think you can still eke this out. I would be closer to a buy than a sell here at 313. Can put it that way. Looking for this. I'm gonna set new alerts. I don't even have alerts on TON anymore. The music stopped. Yeah, I saw you asking about DOT. I'll pull up DOT. Bitcoin, Litecoin looking nice. I don't even want to think about it. Trump bot, insert name. Yeah, insert token here. So we may have called the at least local bottom on DOT against Bitcoin. If you guys have noticed, I pulled up a bunch of these charts. The Bitcoin pairs, we've been hitting better trades, at least on kind of the macro moves here. Might have caught DOT at it, I would guess, only a local bottom. Against BTC, I imagine it probably has more to go. But that was 2-3 months ago. Has not moved that much. I will give it, it's up 10%, 13%. But hey, that's 13% against Bitcoin, which means that you still would have outpaced Bitcoin here. Against the dollar, man, I do not like this. I do not like where it is. I do not like the way it's climbing. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them Sam I am. On the week, that's not quite as bad. This looks a lot like some of the other charts that we've looked at here today that have begun breaking up, like AVAX. $5. You're at 420-ish. I can see a retest of $5. I haven't taken any live trades today. Maybe I should have. Still kind of consolidating. Reminds me of Render. Someone was asking about Render earlier. Dude, Render just hasn't moved. It's doing this. Same thing. Hasn't moved. I have nothing to say about Render at the moment. DOT. I think 350. So I of course like this lower trade. I like the $2. I like the $2 lower trade. Why go higher when you can go lower? But I think this is doable. 350 to $5. If you start seeing this breakout, maybe you can look to just scalp it to 5. Maybe we should lean for the breakout because the Bitcoin pair is more bullish. That probably makes sense. Pretty sure that was a pump. Shigzula, yeah, it was exactly that day. Like that was like the whole Trump media group. I don't know, something. Fartcoin is one of the best movers. Well, it's one of the stinkiest. Link. I'll pull up Link. Probably not gonna do too many more other like different charts here today. We've done a bunch already. We're an hour and some into the move. Into the hour and some into the stream. Link hit resistance against Bitcoin, sold off. I don't know if I'm ready to love yet. A little bit lower and I'll feel better about Link versus Bitcoin. 17%. Link just does not want us to win. $23 on Link. Still, I'll stand by that as a good entry if it comes. Didn't hit 30 for some reason. 30 is still a great target to take profit if it comes. I don't love that. kind of, as this rounds out, it does kind of look like it wants to do this. Yeah, I got a little chart fatigue. When I look at too many charts, I get fatigued. The original Bitcoin analysis is still moving, still on target. Not a lot has changed. Not a lot. ETH bullish. Is it? Is it? Is it? Probably. I don't even know where my chart went. WL5. There's that trade. I don't like that trade. But go for it. Silver hit 41. Dude, silver is so well behaved. Hit 41.47 and sold off. Still holding well. Did I close my Ethereum chart accidentally? Probably did. I don't know. I don't love that. I don't love what Ethereum's doing here. I don't know where this went, but I'll just put it back, I guess. Did have this trade set here. Must have deleted it accidentally or something. Did have this trade here. Looking for that 0.5. I still think this is it. I would rather be patient and wait for 0.33 and try to take that to 0.5 than kind of just rip it right now. This is a weird structure. And I'm not saying this can't break up, but it's just like weird. The good news, Ethereum didn't nuke when it hit all-time high. The bad news is it hit all-time high and profit takers came in. Profit takers not optimistic, not hopeful on it, trading higher, coming in, selling. Not a great take. Oh, wow. Look at this, though. That RSI on the day above 50 is kind of special. Okay. August low, swing low here, under 4,000, 4,300, and then like back to the all-time high, 2-to-1. There you are. There you are. I can see that play out. All right, it's been an hour. It's Wednesday. It's a chilling day, guys. I love each and every one of you that tune in every single day. You guys are the best. You make my day. You make it worth it to do this. If you could do me a favor, make sure you subscribed. You've joined the Discord. If you are looking for an exchange with no KYC that has all the pairs, all the stuff, sign up for BYDFI. Help support the stream. If you have trouble there, I can help you. I can advocate for you. And just helps keep the stream going. Check out joincrowncrypto.com if you're looking for one-on-one mentoring with myself. There's a limited space for that, but we still have some more open. We just had some new people sign up actually this week, which is cool. The spots are limited and they're going to go away quick. Mark it on your calendars. FOMC, Wednesday, 1 week away. It's going to be the biggest, most important day of your life, so be there. I'll be there. Chirpal will be there. Gina might be there. We'll see. We'll find out. I will catch you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in.